Welcome back. So today's video we're just going to talk about grip and wrist condition matchups in the golf swing, specifically matching your grip position to the top of the backswing position and how that should look, and it's going to help keep your club face in a neutral position that doesn't get too closed or too open. So first of all, if we're looking at the grip, then a neutral grip would be considered left hand. We can see two knuckles when looking down, and then the right hand or trail hand for a right-handed golfer would be kind of covering that left thumb on top, with the V created in the right hand between the thumb and the index finger coming somewhere between your chin and just slightly to the right of your chin. So for that neutral grip position, when we get to the top of the backswing, what we would be looking for would be a relatively flat left wrist, and that's going to keep the club face nice and square at the top. If that wrist gets too cupped, then we're going to have an open club face and make compensations in the downswing. If the wrist then flexes too much, then it closes the club face. Neither of these are bad things, but it's just going to mean there's going to be other things that need to happen in the downswing to make the club get back to square impact. The next thing we'd be looking at would be a strong grip. So the left hand is much more on top and the right hand's more underneath. Now when I swing it back, if the left wrist is flat at the top, the face is a little more closed. If I flex it, it closes it even more. And then if I cup it or extend it, it gets it back closer to square. So if you have a strong grip, it is actually okay if your wrist has a little bit of cup at the top of the backswing. And then finally, looking at a weak grip, so you can maybe see one knuckle and then the right hand is even more on top. When we get to the top of the backswing, a good matchup would be that the wrist is a little more flexed. So a good example of this would be a player like Colin Morikawa, who has a really weak grip, but when he gets to the top and as he starts to transition, his wrist really flexes and bows to start down, and that starts to square up the club face. If you have someone with a weak grip who then extends and cups a lot, it can get the face really open, and then you're going to make compensations coming down to try and get that back to square. So those are just some little things that you can think about with relation to your grip at setup and then where your wrist is at the top of the backswing. The ones that I would highly recommend avoiding would be a weak grip with a cupped wrist at the top, and then the other one would be a strong grip with a really bowed wrist at the top. Now, there are anomalies that do that well, and that would be like a Dustin Johnson. However, the thing that he does in the downswing to make that match up really good is he has phenomenal lower body rotation, which then helps square up the face rather than it closing, and it also de-lofts the shaft a lot. So for someone with his lower body mobility and his speed, he can get away with that. But for the average golfer, that's going to be a difficult move to match up and hit the ball solidly. So those are just some things that you can think about with grip and where your wrist should be at the top. So never think that you just need to be flat at the top, because it depends on where your grip is at the start. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.